This is going to be peak melee Warframe, especially with the recent introduction of Tennokai. What's good, folks? It's Frame here with a new Warframe video, coming at you with a Voruna guide. Look how she just took a bow. Perfect. This is a pure Voruna melee guide in preparation of Tennokai. Now, you just heard me mention this term twice now. Well, it's a new mechanic coming soon. But first, let's discuss why Voruna is one of the best melee Warframes in the game right now. Voruna is a very unique Warframe, as in she has 4 uniquely different passives, all tied to her abilities. Once you enter a mission, you can hold cast the abilities to give you different passives. Each passive is a huge boon to Voruna. She's mostly known for her second ability passive, right there, which gives her status resistance. This is one of the strongest passives in the entire game, making you completely immune to status effects, even knockdowns and staggers. And you know what that means? You can go without prime sure-footed, because spending less time on your butt is a huge DPS increase. And the best part about this passive is that you cannot lose it regardless of you falling off the map or getting nullified. As you can see, I have the passive active. I'm inside a nullifier and it's still active. So now that I've spoken about this passive quite a lot, guess what? We're not using it.
You did not just say that.
Because this build is all about melees. And we're going to be using every aspect of the melee. So that means we need the third ability passive. Increased heavy attack efficiency. This increased heavy attack efficiency is a maximum heavy attack efficiency, meaning you only lose 1 stack of combo when you heavy attack. Now, you heard me say we're using every aspect of melee on this build because I'm going to be tying in my light attacks with my heavy attacks in preparation of Tennokai. So what makes Voruna one of the best melee Warframes? Clearly not only that passive that grants you 100% heavy attack efficiency, it's because of her first 2 abilities, Shroud of Dinar and Fang of Raksh. That's exactly how you pronounce it, trust me, I know. Starting off with Shroud of Dinar, this ability cloaks you, and while cloaked, you get increased sprint speed, and once you decloak, you're granted 3 major boons to melee. Critical damage, 100% status chance, and guaranteed slash procs.
That's what I'm talking about. This is all I need.
Let me show you. Once I'm cloaked, I am running faster. And once I uncloak by simply melee attacking, I am forcefully proccing my modded elements and bleeds. Now you just saw something happen right there and might be wondering, what the hell just happened? Well, we'll get to that real quick. I do apologize that I'm edging you on. The other great ability that she has is Fang of Raksh. This ability will proc 5 random status effects at 10 stacks, meaning you can proc every single moddable damage type with this ability. Casting the second ability, as you can see, these are every single moddable damage types in the game. And when you kill this target, it spreads a portion of those status effects to nearby targets. You may have noticed I am not using any of my guns to attack enemies. It's just my 2 first abilities and my melee. At the same time, Voruna can easily sustain herself thanks to her third ability, like its Hunt. Killing enemies with your melee will have health orbs drops, and headshotting them will give you energy. With a mod Equilibrium, I can convert those health orb drops into energy, and the ability also has a nice synergy with her second ability. Killing enemies procced with 5 or more status effects will prolong the duration of this ability, meaning I will never have to recast it at all. So now that I've gone over her 3 first abilities, let's talk about her Helminth. I'm using Wrathful Advance. Wrathful Advance is from Kalervo. This gives a final critical chance multiplier, meaning this crit chance buff is applied after all of my built up crit chance. But at the same time, it's a heavy attack, meaning I will be building up combo by doing simple light attacks and then heavy attacking to grant myself additional crits. Not to mention, Having that Helminth and Voruna's second ability gives her 2 forms of mobility. For example, the second ability will lunge you at an enemy. Wrathful Advance will also lunge you at that enemy. And since we're critting every single hit, the best thing to do is multiply our critical damage. And that's thanks to Shroud of Dinar and our companion mod. Alright, did a quick change with the Kubro. Now some of you might be asking, hey Nightmare, what is the synergy with this Voruna loadout? It's all about spreading status effects and using those status effects to deal damage in a wide area while also armor stripping. I see some confused faces, which is fine, because some of you are wondering, how am I armor stripping with status effects? Oh, maybe because you're spreading corrosive or heat. No. I'm armor stripping with gas.
Come on, don't bullshit me.
And now for the keen eyes, some of you have noticed that my main DPS weapon is a dagger. And there's a specific mod that allows you to armor strip with daggers. And that's the Amalgam Argonac Metal Auger. Place that mod in your Argonac and now your daggers will armor strip. Now this is each hit with a dagger. But what they don't tell you is that the status effects that are applied by the dagger will also armor strip. And gas just happens to be an AoE status effect. Each enemy will have their own gas clouds. And when they die, those enemies will leave behind those gas clouds. And any other enemy that walks into those gas clouds will take damage and have their armor stripped.
How do you know that?
You see these black clouds? This is gas. And this armor strip is permanent, by the way. And now you also notice that I attacked an enemy with a mark on its head. And that's thanks to the Mecha Set bonus. That is a synergy between the Warframe and a Kubro. The Kubros will mark a target, and killing that target will have them spread the status effects to nearby enemies, just like Voruna's second ability. And with the Aura Mecha Empowered, I'm able to deal additional damage to the marked target. And the dagger of choice is my Bala Zaw, built from the Bala Strike, Pay a Grip, and the Varjeet 2-Jai link. And on top of that, why exactly does it have to be a Zaw? First of all, why is it a dagger? Daggers have a 0.9 follow-through. For those who don't know what follow-through is, when you strike multiple enemies, the initial target will take 100% of the damage, and the subsequent enemy's hit will have that damage reduced by the amount of follow-through that you have. So this is 90%. So 90% of the damage will be followed through to the second target. And then the third target will take the 90% of that 90%. So on and so forth. Another great thing about the dagger is that when you heavy attack, it's also a force proc bleed. And on the topic of heavy attacks, daggers also have a very low wind-up speed. And the other reason I'm using the dagger is because it can armor strip with the Amalgam mod. And now on the topic, why a Zaw? Zaws have an amazing arcane called Exodia Triumph, which grants you 50% additional combo for each hit. And you can also pair that up with other combo gain mods. Alright, here we are in Steel Path to showcase this build. The first thing you want to start off with is activating your third ability passive, and going invisible. Anyway, use your second ability to prime. And look at that. Look how fast you're killing enemies with a single swing. That was a single swing, actually. And let's get our crit chance going. Look at this. Just one tapping these enemies. This is Steel Path, by the way. Yeah. We're making a joke out of Steel Path with this loadout. So you want to immediately go invisible after you decloak. This is for some additional survivability. But sometimes you gotta enjoy the damage. I think I just killed a marked target without even knowing it. That happens quite a bit. Also, make sure go for the chunky boy, do that swing, and everything dies. Even Xmas can't stand this damage, dude. So damn powerful. And you can go up against anything right here in Steel Path. Well, let's look for a juicy fake Grenier. Oh, here we go. Perfect. 1, 2. Again, that's a one-shot. Look how it's spreading. Oh, we got a victim. Hey! Stop running. No! That's unfortunate. He died too early. And this is not the first time it's happened. Alright, he's dead. Bro! I didn't even touch you! Let's hope for an early accolade. Oh, Chunky boy! Chunky boy! Stop running away! There we go! Okay, everybody. Oh my god. Look, you see how everybody just dies? And look at the lunge distance. That guy, boom, got him. Oh! And he was the marked one. That is so good. Alright, bring on violence. Perfect, perfect, you see? Perfect, they know, they know. Ah, where'd he go? You see, he's armor stripped. Man, violence, teleporting. That was a one-shot, by the way. He just died to the gas clouds. If I got a clear heavy attack, then it would have been a proper one-shot, but he just teleported. Okay, with all that demonstration aside, let's get on with the builds. But first, the Archon Shards. You just need 2 casting speed shards. The rest are up to you. Taking a look at the build. In the aura, I have Mecha Empowered. This will allow me to deal 150% damage to the marked target at the Kubro. This will allow me to deal 150% bonus damage to the target that was marked by the Kubro. Additional mecha mods will increase the range. Here I have 30 meters. In the excellence, I have Prime Sure-Footed, because spending less time on your butt is a huge DPS increase, and I'm not using the second ability passive. Range, I have Archon Stretch and Augur Reach. This does synergize with her second ability, giving me additional energy regen. And of course, Equilibrium to give me even more energy thanks to the third ability. Prime Continuity for the duration, this affects all of my abilities. Rolling Guard for the status cleanse and 3 seconds of invulnerability. Mecha Pulse grants me additional armor, and of course it's a mecha mod increasing the range. And for my strength, I have Umbral Intensify and Molt Augmented, boosting my critical chance increase with Wrathful Advance. And my final arcane is Arcane Strike. When you crit, you're going to get additional attack speed. Attack speed is a huge boon to melees. Okay, let's take a look at the main DPS weapon of this build, the Balaza. For my base damage, I have Condition Overload. This grants me base damage for each unique status effect that is on the target, and that's easily done thanks to Voruna's second ability. Also, you may have noticed, I have no crit chance mods, yet we were still dealing reds and oranges. And that's thanks to my Helminth ability. But of course, not only that. My Balaza has a base crit of 32%. 110% from max combo, thanks to Gladiator Might, will take this up to 67%. And that 67% will then scale with Wrathful Advance. Amalgam Organ Shatter is there for the crit damage and heavy attack windup speed. Of course, paired with some additional crit damage from Gladiator Might. Combo count chance thanks to True Punishment and Exodia Triumph. Now notice, True Punishment gives you negative 50% combo duration. Don't worry about that. You're easily able to maintain combo and gain combo back. For my elemental damage, I have Prime Fever Strike and Molten Impact. This is to form gas. Now the gas damage over time doesn't scale off the modded elements. However, the initial hit does. And if you want the initial hits to be really strong, then you need strong elemental damage multipliers. And finally, our faction damage mod. This allows me to double dip with all of my damage over time effects that are coming from this weapon. Now let's talk about combo duration and also maintaining it. I've already mentioned True Punishment and Exodia Triumph, but notice I also have 17% combo duration. That's thanks to my guns. Both my primary and secondary are equipped with the Dexterity Arcanes. Usually I would have 20 seconds, but unfortunately True Punishment reduces that combo duration. But at the same time, I'm running the Naramon Focus School just for its power spike node. This node allows my combo to decay over time and not fully deplete. Also, why is combo so important for this build? Since we're using Wrathful Advance, this is a heavy attack. Heavy attack will scale off your base damage, crit damage, and your combo buildup. The combo buildup is a 1-to-1 ratio, giving it a final damage multiplier on your heavy attacks. That's why it's really important to use your Wrathful Advance when you hit that juicy combo multiplier, so you can deal even more damage to the enemies. Now for additional damage, let's take a look at the Kubro. You can use any Kubro you want. I just decided to use the Predicide because they have that little extra invest stuff. It doesn't matter which Kubro you use, you just need 4 mods. The 2 Mecha Set mods, Primed Pack Leader, and Tenacious Bond. Those are the most important mods on any of these Kubro builds. So let's take a look at how I've modded my Kubro. Notice the 2 mecha mods. This is all you need, Pack Leader and Tenacious Bond. Kubros have horrible crit chance to maintain Tenacious Bond. Usually you would run Hunter Synergy with a high critical weapon, and Argonac doesn't have high crit chance, so that's why I have to use Bite and Hunter Synergy, because Bite alone is not enough to take it over 50%. However, there are other ways to remove Bite on the build, and that's simply getting a Riven with crit chance for your Argonac. But let's take a look at the Argonac build. 2 important mods. The Amalgam mod, so you can armor strip with your dagger, and Critical Delay, to give bonus crit chance with Hunter Synergy. The rest are just for the additional flavor. Now, for the chill loadout, where you don't care about armor stripping or anything, but still can shred enemies, all you have to do is use a Dread or anything with a high crit chance, remove Bite for anything else, and change your element to either Viral or Corrosive. Viral makes it easier because now you're viral proccing on every hit when you get out of Shroud of Dinar, and you're also slashing them thanks to Shroud of Dinar. Anyway, folks, that has been it for me. I do hope you enjoyed and learned something from this video. If you did, please feel free to leave a like, share, and
Subscriber.
for more Warframe content, streams, and so much more. Do refer to the description. Thanks for watching, and as always, a peace.